A barrage of gunfire erupted on Wednesday in downtown Kansas City, Missouri, near an outdoor celebration of the NFL champion Chiefs' Super Bowl victory, killing at least one person and wounding 21 others as throngs of fans scurried for safety. Aerial footage from local media captured the scene, showing multiple ambulances and emergency vehicles near the area of the shooting, along with heightened security and cordoned-off areas. 2 armed people were taken into custody at the scene. Police Chief Stacey Graves told a news conference 3 people were detained and are under investigation in connection with the bloodshed near the city's landmark Union Station after a confetti-strewn parade. Graves said investigators had no known motive for the gun violence.
At the conclusion of the Chiefs rally today, there were shots fired on the west side of Union Station. Immediately, officers responded to the area, took 2 people into custody, and also immediately rendered life-sustaining aid to those victims. We're still gathering information on the number and the status of victims. But like I said, we know that one of the victims is deceased.
11 of those hurt by gunfire, or the ensuing chaos, were children as young as 6. At least 22 people were struck by gunfire, one of them fatally injured. Kansas City Fire Department stated that many of the victims had sustained life-threatening injuries. The sudden outbreak of violence led to shocked fans scrambling to find safety, while police worked swiftly to clear Union Station, bringing a tragic end to what had started as a joyous morning of celebration for the NFL champions. Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas said the prevalence of firearms and gun violence in the United States made it difficult to provide complete security for any public event, even with several hundred law enforcement officers on patrol for the Chiefs' victory parade and rally.
One, we have spoken to the Kansas City Chiefs, who made clear that their prayers are with everyone who was at the parade today, everyone in Kansas City, and everyone who was touched by this incident. They also noted that their players, coaches, and staff are all accounted for at this point and safe. We, however, note that this is a fluid situation, so all that we are sharing now may change as the hours go ahead. I'm incredibly upset, disappointed. I was there with my wife, I was there with my mother. We never would have thought that we, along with Chiefs players, along with fans, hundreds of thousands of people, would be forced to run for our safety today.
Hours after the violence, the precise circumstances remained unclear, and authorities were still determining the full extent of casualties and age range of the victims. Children's Mercy Kansas City treated a dozen people from the incident, 11 of them children aged 6 to 15. 9 of the 12 patients were gunshot victims, a hospital spokesperson said. Video posted on social media showed pandemonium outside the station, with dozens of uniformed police officers, weapons drawn, running into the building as scores of bystanders fled in the opposite direction.
And we were headed back to the direction where the Uber had dropped us off when all of a sudden people started crushing forward. Everybody started running. There was screaming. We didn't know what was happening, but this day and age when people run, you run. And so I put my arms around her and we tried to push through so people wouldn't run on top of us. And there was a woman crying, saying something about somebody had been shot. Of course, it's hard to know, is it a singular incident or is there an active shooter? But we got pushed all the way up to Union Station where they had gated everything off so you couldn't get in for the Chiefs. And everybody started jumping the rails and pushing everybody over. We got inside and we thought that, okay, it's calm now. We're inside, we'll be safe.
Rapid-fire gunfire was audible in footage. Chiefs fan John O'Connor said in a video interview posted by the Kansas City Star that he ran with other members of the crowd into a garage after hearing 15 to 20 shots in quick succession, recounting, "It sounded like fireworks at first." Kansas Governor Laura Kelly was also present at the rally when the shots were fired.
Units, along with our mutual aid partners that were working to assist us at this event, touched a total of 22 gunshot victims. One of those was a fatality. We had 8 what we considered immediately life-threatening patients. We had 7 with life-threatening injuries, and we had 6 that had minor injuries. Of the most serious, the immediately life-threatening injuries, we had 8 of those. Those were all transported and off the scene and route to hospitals within 10 minutes.
Right now, we do not have a motive, but we are asking those who may potentially have any kind of information, a witness, or video to contact police. I do want to comment on the question that I got earlier about a video of some fans tackling someone. We do have 3 persons detained and under investigation for today's incident. We are working to determine if one of the 3 are the one that was in that video where fans assisted police. We are also working to identify our deceased victim so we can notify their family as soon as possible. I don't have the exact on the weapons, but we have recovered firearms. I don't have a number for you or a caliber. We have recovered.
As he has after so many previous mass shootings, U.S. President Joe Biden called for enactment of tougher gun control measures. Biden said he and his wife pray for those killed and injured today in Kansas City, and for our country to find the resolve to end this senseless epidemic of gun violence. Some 800 law enforcement officers were at the rally and parade that preceded it, including agents of the FBI and the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. All of the Chiefs players, coaches, and staff who attended the victory rally were accounted for and safe.